Today in Smackie's Garage, we're going to be talking about the IWE system on Ford vehicles. This is a system that controls whether you're in four-wheel drive or not. We're going to go ahead and we'll look at what some typical troubleshooting steps you could do if you're seeing an issue. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so IWE stands for the integrated wheel ends, and that's essentially how it's going to put you in and out of four-wheel drive. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at simple troubleshooting of this. Now, a way to tell if your IWE system is failing is if you're driving down the road and you start to hear some grinding from one or both of the hubs. This could be anything from a grinding noise to some vibration in the steering wheel. It could also be sparks under the truck if they're making contact. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at what are the components of this IWE system. Now, there's really only going to be a few critical components that we're going to look at. One is going to be the solenoid up here. Two, we're going to look at the vacuum lines that go to each wheel end. And then we're going to look at the wheel ends. With that, you should be able to figure out exactly where your problem is coming from. This is all assuming that you have good vacuum coming to it, which it's either the vacuum lines or the IWEs themselves. Typically where you'll see the issues on these trucks is the solenoid, the vacuum lines, or the IWEs themselves on each wheel. So here's a general view of the IWE system. All the vacuum is generated by the intake, which has a bunch of check valves, goes to the brake booster, also goes to the check valve for the IWE system. On the other side of the check valve, there's going to be a reservoir, which is what the solenoid is mounted to, and then you will have the solenoid here. From the solenoid, that will go to the front IWEs, so the left and the right one, and those are what gets controlled. So knowing all this, when there's vacuum here, these are disconnected two-wheel drive. When there's no vacuum, these are connected to the CV axles, the transfer cases in four-wheel drive, and these are rotating with the four-wheel drive system. So really as simple as that. All right, so the first part of the system we're looking at is the solenoid. On these 15 to 20 trucks, it's really simple. You have one solenoid here that controls the vacuum for both wheel hubs. All you need to ensure is you have vacuum to it, and there are no leaks, and the power works. For the 18 to 20, you can quickly check it just by turning it from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive. You should hear it click. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over to 4. There should be a click. Go ahead, switch this over to here. So the other way you can check vacuum on these is you can actually pull this top line off here, and we're gonna look for suction. So we're gonna go ahead and start the truck and see, can we hear any suction coming out of this? So leaving it in two-wheel drive to start it, test it. And what we should hear is suction coming out of this. It's a little bit hard to hear, but you can definitely feel it. Let me move the microphone there. Now if I go ahead and switch this over to four-wheel drive, that suction should turn off. So no more suction there, can't feel it, can't hear anything. That's another easy way to check to make sure that this is functioning correctly. Now the solenoid is located right here. You have your connector which powers it. You have, I believe this side is the vacuum in. You have a check valve over here that you need to make sure works. And then you have the vacuum out, and this goes to both wheel hubs. Now we're gonna go ahead and check this. So the way that the system works is if there is vacuum, you are in two-wheel drive. So it's fail-safe. So if you do somehow lose vacuum out on the trail or something, you still will be able to get four-wheel drive to work because your hubs are engaged. And when you put in four-wheel drive, it'll shift the transfer case to four-wheel drive, and it will work. So with this, let's go ahead and we're gonna put some vacuum to it to see if it holds. So to put vacuum to it, we're gonna use one of these Mighty Vac guns. I'll link them in the description below. These are really simple. All they do is produce vacuum. They can produce pressure, and you measure it on the gauge right here. So let's go ahead, add some vacuum to that, see how it does. All right, so with this removed, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of vacuum to it. So I'm directly connected in, and we're gonna add, let's just go to 10 inches of mercury. And if it's functioning correctly, what should happen is this should not drop. So if this is dropping, that means there's a leak somewhere between this point here and the hubs themselves. So I like to sit it here, leave it for a few minutes, and you'll see that it doesn't actually drop. It just stays steady in that one place, which is how it's supposed to operate. So let's make an assumption that this is dropping your leaking vacuum somewhere. So let's go ahead and check out the IWEs on each one of the wheels. So to check the passenger side wheel, I'll turn it this way, and then we'll go ahead back there and look at the lines back there and check vacuum. All right, so to get this and to look at where this is, it's gonna be on the back side of the wheel, and it's gonna be located right here. So this is essentially the IWE. It's held on by these bolts around it, and this is the vacuum tube that's going to it. This vacuum tube you can remove. It just pulls off just like this, and you can see the two connectors there. Now, two different ways you can do this. One, you could plug this and then add vacuum back up top and to see if this tube is leaking at all. When you disconnect it, there's gonna be two ports here. One port is gonna be for vacuum, which is the largest one. The second one's gonna be the vent, so that when you do vent these to atmosphere, the vacuum has somewhere to go. So that's why there's two. When we do plug our device in, we're gonna plug it into the larger one in the back. That is the one where the vacuum goes, which I'm gonna show you. So we're gonna put a line on there, and then we're gonna pull vacuum to ensure that this is holding. Okay, so the wheel's slightly up in the air, and I should be able to turn this now. If everything's operating correctly, I would expect to see the CV axle work because it's kind of in the fail-safe position, so there's no vacuum on this. So the CV axle is gonna be connected to this hub. And you can see the CV is moving with it as well. Now let's go ahead and add some vacuum to it and see how it does. So the setup to make this work, this is the Mighty Vac. I have a step down that's going down to the smaller size hose here, and I'm gonna plug this into the back of the IWE hub, and then I'm gonna pull vacuum on it. It's a really simple setup. Now if I go ahead and take a look at it now, I have the pressure in there. It's holding around just over 10 inches of mercury, and I start spinning the wheel, you'll see the hub has disengaged, and that hub is working properly. The axle itself, or the CV axle, is not spinning. So with that, everything is working correctly on the side. Now what I would expect to happen is if this is dropping out and you lose pressure, that will immediately start to spin. So like if I let the pressure out of this, and then it's not holding pressure anymore, I spin it, you can see the axle starts spinning with it. So this one is operating correctly. Okay, it's as simple as that to diagnose your IWE system or your four-wheel drive system on your F-150. It's either a solenoid that has failed, not working, a check valve there that's not holding vacuum, or it's a line that's leaking, or it's the IWE hub that's not holding vacuum. It's pretty much one of those. So with this video, I hope it was helpful for you if you're trying to diagnose exactly where the failure is coming from. I'll link the Mighty Vac down in the description below in case you want to pick one up and do some of this work yourself. Thanks for tuning in this week on Smacky's Garage. I'll see you next time.